Good morning, everybody. Winter is here, but there is no need to pout because we are growing sprouts in the cold temps. It is possible. Live and local with Larry Stebbins and Pikes Peak Urban Gardens. That's coming up next.
Great time to garden, but it's the best time to take advantage of a break from the growing season to catch up on the task you may put off the rest of the year.
Yeah, but the big question is, where do you start? So right now we find out as Lauren McDonald is live and local right now with our good friend Larry Stebbins learning Winter Gardening 101. Lauren, good morning.
Abby and Craig, it's cold, right? It's winter, but there's no need to pout. It's time to make some sprouts here. Live and local with Larry Stebbins. Larry, Pikes Peak Urban Gardens, you are the founder. You're also the education director. So as Craig and Abby said, you're going to teach us how to grow in the winter because it is possible.
Well, it is. First off, hi, Craig and Abby. We're gonna show you guys how you can brighten up the winter with a little bit of growing here, because you can't plant outside. But let's show you how you can do sprouts and have some nice, delicious vegetables really on your salads and sandwiches. So we're going to take you through a very simple method here. Now I'm going to talk about this right away, and then I'm going to show you how it's done. Very simple. You're going to buy sprouting seeds. Now they'll come in packages at your garden shop. Don't just use any seeds, or you can go to your a natural food grocer store and get seeds that are made just for sprouting. All right? Soak them about 1 to 2 tablespoons of seeds for about 8 to 12 hours. Drain, rinse, and tilt, and keep on the counter out of the sun. Drain, rinse, and tilt twice daily, and then harvest when the first green leaves appear. Now we're going to show you this right here. See right here now what I've done is I am soaking the seeds, and they've been soaking since last night. These are radish seeds. They are ready now. They've absorbed water and they're ready to sprout. All I'm going to do is pour the water out. I'm going to go over to the sink and I'm going to pour the water out. And I'm just going to tilt it on its side, and later on today I'll rinse it again and do it twice daily. Now here's one I've started a couple days ago, and you can see they have just started to sprout. These are broccoli seeds, and they'll grow into some beautiful broccoli little sprouts that are so delicious and nutritious. Now look at this, Lauren. I've got some for you to taste now. Here's some sprouts that are ready to go. When the green leaves show up, they're ready to eat. So let's take this off and see what they taste like.
Larry, quite contrary.
All right, go ahead.
You know how to make the garden grow, don't you?
Give it a taste and see what you think.
All right. I love sprouts, so.
How are those?
Wow. Those are delicious.
Well, great. Now there's another way to do it here.
We got to wait. We got to send that for the next time. We're running out of time, Larry.
Okay.
We're cutting it short.
All
We've got
right.
so much great information for winter. I wish I could give you guys some of these sprouts. As you said, delicious and nutritious, Larry. Great for breakfast.
He gets so excited. He talks about soaking the seeds. What about sowing the seeds of love?
Whoa.
Lauren.
Whoa.
Little Tears for Fears reference there. You don't know that, do you? Okay. That's okay. Sowing the seeds of love. Seeds of love.
Sounds good.
Sowing the seeds. Come on, Matt.
Coming up after the break, we're going to show you how you can turn this plus this into
this. Live and local with Larry Stebbins. That's coming up next.
Protecting plants from the cold, planting your garden for next year, or starting to compost. When it comes to winter gardening, there is plenty to keep you busy while you dream of spring.
And right now, Lauren McDonald is live and local now with Larry Stebbins, learning that the cold months are crucial when it comes to healthy gardening. Right, Lauren? What you got there?
Got some waste, and we are going to turn your waste right now into a very good taste. We are reducing, we are recycling, and we are reusing. Live
yes, we are.
With Larry Stebbins. He's the teacher this morning, also the teacher all the time at Pikes Peak Urban Gardens. And you're going to teach us about composting right now.
Yeah, because this is a great thing to do this winter time, is to get your compost ready. And I've got some models here. But first, let me show you some things. We want you to take your fruits and vegetable scraps, and here's some coffee grounds as well. And we want you to learn how to turn that into some great soil here. And this is compost, and that's what we're going to show you how to make. Now, 8 months ago, it was this, and now it's this, ready to be used in the garden. And there's just a simple method: straw, vegetable scraps, compost. Now let's take a look at some methods that you can do which are really simple. I have these models here. you can just build a square, or like this, like a little, and you have this. This is about 3 to 4 feet high, about 3 to 4 feet across, and we layer it. Our method for composting is 31-31. 3 inches of straw, right here. You can get it at a feed store. 1 inch of soil. That inoculates it and gets it going. Just toss it on top. Layer it in there. 3 inches of these kitchen scraps. Fruits and vegetables only. And then 1 inch of soil. And then repeat. Keep it as moist as a wrung-out sponge, and then it will become compost in about 8 months, maybe a little sooner. Now you can also do it with a wire little basket like that. Again, this is about 10 feet of wire, and it's called welded wire, and it's about 3 to 4 feet high. We have a tube inside, we can add water to it. But let me go over here and show you how you can make it out of pallets. 7 pallets make this, and you start it here, layer it up. 31-31, 3 inches of straw, 1 inch of soil, 3 inches of kitchen scraps, 1 inch of soil, build it up high, wait a few months, flip it into the next bin, it works again, and then flip it back here, and it becomes finished compost ready to use in your garden.
Very nice. 101, winter gardening with Larry Stebbins. You know all there is to know about winter gardening. If you guys want more information, pikespeakurbangardens.org. And you
it's PPU Gardens.
PPUgardens.org. You can get all the information there, or just keep watching this morning because we got plenty more hot tips for the cold winter with Larry, right?
That's right.
Can't wait.
Good stuff for sure, and he's an excellent model builder too, by the way.
Yeah, that looks very
Yes.
Right on. Yeah, good stuff. And the pointer.
Man of many talents.
Yeah. All right, thanks. All right, 6:31 right.
Local news right now. Your beautiful spring and summer gardens are probably sleeping right now, but that doesn't mean you can't continue to grow.
Well, Laura McDonald is live and local right now with our good friend Larry Stebbins, showing us now that gardening is a year-long project. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I'll tell you what, wintertime and the growing's rough, right?
Yep.
How do we grow in the winter? Well, Larry is letting us know this morning, live and local, Pikes Peak Urban Gardens. You've been doing this a very long time. You know what you're doing when it comes to growing, especially in the wintertime, right?
Well, you know, this is a little fun. Yes, I hope so. Maybe not. We'll see. But anyways, this is a fun little thing that you can do with families. You know, kids should love it. This is turning kitchen scraps into a garden. Let's say you go to the store and you buy some rosemary. All right? You want it to last. You don't use it all. What you want to do is you want to strip the lower leaves off like this. So I won't do it all because we don't have that time. Set it in water. It will root. When it roots, then you put it in some soil and you'll get a nice rosemary plant that'll help you for years to come. Now, what if you had some grapefruit? Save that seed. Plant it. This is a grapefruit tree from a seed from a grapefruit I ate a year ago. So that's fun. Now, what if your onions start to sprout in your pantry? Put them in soil, and you can harvest these off as greens and use those in salads and stir fries.
It's going to be very tasty.
Oh, they're good, just like onions. Now, what about those carrot tops and the radishes? These are fun little things to do. See, this is a little water here. Cut them, set them in water, and you'll find that they'll grow. In about a couple weeks, they'll start growing leaves. And with radishes, you can actually eat the leaves. Those are delicious. Carrots, not so much, but it'll be fun to see how those grow.
You can also use those for compost, too, right?
Oh, yeah, you could add those to your compost pile. Now, here's an interesting one. You can get this at the grocery store. It is an underground tuber called a sunchoke or Jerusalem artichoke. It is actually in the sunflower family. Now, we have a picture of it here, how it's going to grow. See, and it'll grow 7 feet tall if you let it. But let's have some fun. Take this, plant it in the ground, get some good soil, put it on a windowsill, and you will then start to grow this nice little sunflower thing that'll be fun to plant in your garden come springtime.
That's right.
Now, what about that sweet potato? Look at this. This is an organic sweet potato, and we just put toothpicks in it, placed it here, and it will grow. I think we have a picture of a sweet potato vine, and it'll grow this beautiful vine that you can it's just gorgeous to grow inside at this time of year. Now, what about those, that guacamole you've been making, and of course we have Super Bowl coming up. Save the pit, and many of them you can see the bottom has a little spot in it. That's the bottom. That down. Put toothpicks in it, and it'll grow into a nice little avocado tree.
And we're running out of time, but real quick, ginger and turmeric.
Ginger and turmeric. Plant those in the soil, and here's a little trick with those guys. They will grow into beautiful plants, but I want you to keep them covered and keep them warm. So that should keep you guys and get you guys going through this year.
Through the winter next.
Through the winter, a lot of fun things to do with kids.
Right. We have not had a lot of snow this year. We're going to talk about that next. Deep root watering.
Deep root watering and mulching is so important.
Stick around. Make sure those gardens grow, guys. It is a 365-day a year project, right?
Yeah, you can have some fun inside, and that's what we're doing today.
Exactly true. Good tips.
He makes it look so easy, doesn't he?
He does. I want to try a little avocado tree, though, because those suckers are expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Just grow your own.
I'm going to give it a whirl.
Very cool. Okay, it's 7:26 right now. Hey, Matt Meister.
Good morning, guys. The watering wand does wonders when it comes to gardening, winter gardening 101. We're going to tell you all about that coming up after the break.
Best time to take advantage of a break from the growing season to catch up on tasks you may have put off the rest of the year.
So the question is, where do you start? Well, right now we're going to find out as Lauren McDonald gets live and local with Larry Stebbins to learn more Winter Gardening 101. She's out there right now in the garden looking fresh and exciting, Lauren.
She looks like a little snow gnome.
She does. Good morning.
Sweet Jesus, it is cold as a crisp apple out here. Live and local with Larry Stebbins, the gardener. You know all there is to know. Founder of Pikes Peak Urban Gardens.
Yes.
You're also the education director out there, and you're educating me this morning on how to grow a winter garden, and it's possible.
Well, you know, here's the time of the season. We have to make sure with this dry climate, especially with the lack of snow and water, that we keep our trees well deep root watered. This is a deep root watering wand, and this is very important, everyone. If you want this tree to live this winter, hook this to your hose and then go out about 10 feet. And about every 10 feet, push this down in with the water running as far down as this will go, and water deeply for about 10 or 15 minutes, then go out a few more feet, again 10 or 15 minutes all around the tree. Do that about twice this season before spring, and that tree will live.
And this is actually the tree we're talking about. So
yes.
It makes sense. You got to get the roots. That's why you're going back so far.
The roots are way out here.
Very
and also
nice.
Don't forget your shrubs. Those could also stand some deep root watering as well.
And that's due to the lack of snowfall, right?
That's right. No moisture here. Now let's go down to the garden and see what you guys should be doing right now.
Okay. I'm going to take this with us because I like it.
So come on in, Lauren.
All right. My goodness, Larry, this garden looks different than the last time I saw it.
It does. Now you can see here, this soil has been well prepared. It has already been amended. It is still, look at that. It still hasn't frozen solid. We put a huge layer of straw on top to hold in the moisture, because we don't want this soil to dry out completely over the winter. Now you'll notice, if you notice when I dug down in here, there could be more moisture to this soil. It still's moist. Now if the weather warms up, I will actually get my hose out here and water this all down, and that will make it so that it stays nice and moist by the time spring comes and I'll be ready to plant.
Looks like you're going to have a nice day tomorrow.
Well, I hope so,
yeah.
And we'll get out here and work.
Now, do you keep adding straw to it
If
all
it
winter?
blows away, we do.
Okay.
But you can see sometimes we set things on top to keep it from blowing away. You can use logs, you can use branches of trees and so on. But you want to make sure that ground does stay moist, and then you'll be ready to plant, because do not plant in dry soil.
There you go. Larry Stebbins with all of the hot tips for the cold weather. We said it. Every gardener believes in the seed fairy, isn't that right?
That's true.
So get yourself a watering wand, and then you become the seed fairy, right?
Well, that's so important for this time of year. You're right, Lauren.
All right, guys, we are live and local all morning with Larry. We still have some more tips for you guys for Winter Gardening 101. So make sure you stick around. Sweet Jesus.
Oh, snap pea.
Oh, man.
Oh, snap pea. I like that, Abby.
Watering wand's pretty cool. I had no idea you'd do that.
Right?
Yeah. To still water. Okay. Lauren loves it.
You better get on that.
Yeah, right.
Your yard is looking a little...
Well, what are you talking about?
That's just what I heard. It's what I heard from
It's
the
the
HOA.
winter.
7:40.
Good morning, everybody. We are talking Winter Gardening 101, and it might be winter, but the sprouts have sprung. We're going to show you how to make your sprouts spring, coming up after the break.
FOX16 right now. Whether you're protecting plants from the cold, planting your garden for next year, or starting to compost, when it comes to winter gardening, there is plenty to keep you busy while you dream of spring.
So right now, Lauren McDonald is live and local with Larry Stebbins, learning that the cold months are crucial when it comes to keeping a healthy garden. Guys, good morning.
I want you guys to check out this growth right here. Okay? How do you like that?
Sounds personal.
That is some good growth.
That's what I'm talking to Sprout, right?
Wow.
And that's exactly what we're talking to Sprout right now. Sprouts, live and local with Larry Stebbins, Pikes Peak Urban Gardens. You are telling us that it is possible to grow a garden inside all winter long.
Well, especially with sprouts, and that's what we like to show people because they're so healthy. So when you can't get your salads growing out in your garden, you can always add these to your salads. Now we're going to take a look at the stages it takes to get to this. Here are some simple tips. Make sure that you buy your sprouting seeds because some packets are, not all seeds are good for sprouting. So make sure you go to your garden center and get seeds that are made just for sprouting. Now, let's take a look what you do next. Soak those about 1 to 2 tablespoons in a jar about this size, a mason jar, and soak them for 8 to 12 hours. Notice there's a screen on top here to help you drain. You can buy these at your local grocery store, especially the health food stores. You need to drain, rinse, and tilt and keep on the counter out of direct sun. And drain, rinse, and tilt twice daily, and then harvest when the first green leaves appear, such as here. So now let's take a look. Do you see these right here? Those have been soaking now overnight. These are radish seeds. They're ready now to drain and tilt. And I'm going to go over to the sink and I will drain them and then tilt them. And that's so that the water drains through there. And then you're going to do that twice daily. Now here I have some broccoli seeds that we've started, and you can see here that they're just starting to sprout. Just starting to sprout.
Now, Larry, we saw these in our earlier segment, and they've grown since we've been here.
They have. Just today, in the last few hours, they've grown. But when they get to be this size, and you can see the green leaves, it's now ready to take them out of the jar and enjoy them in salads and sandwiches. So go ahead and have a taste,
or
Lauren.
just by themselves, right?
Just by themselves. What do you think?
I think they're delicious. I had tried some already. I'll try some more, though. There's also another way to grow sprouts over here, right?
Well, if you want to do something a little fancier, you can buy a sprout container such as this. I'm going to take off this top one. And notice we have started some sprouts here. These are alfalfa, and these are ready to harvest. These are peas right here. And notice we have different compartments. We will drain and rinse these twice a day. They will drain. It drains right down into the lower container. So this is another way to grow them. So you guys can have fresh greens all during the winter. All
winter long. That's what I'm talking to Sprout, and we got to get Sprout of here. We got to give it back to them, but we're going to be back. So we're going to talk composting next.
Composting, yes.
Right? There you go. Make sure you stick around for the hot compost tips.
Oh, wow, that's so appetizing. Hey,
Yes.
Abby, what's your name? Abby loves the peas.
I do.
Yes.
I love peas. Can you bring me some,
Oh,
please?
snap pea.
Snap. That's
It's like
right.
the only green vegetable I like.
Okay. All
They're
right.
good. They're delicious.
Thanks, guys.
8:20 right now.
Coming up, straw plus scraps.
Equals soil. We are live and local with Larry Stebbins, learning how to garden in the winter. That's coming up next.
Probably sleeping, but that doesn't mean you can't continue to grow.
Well, Lauren right now is live and local with Larry Stebbins, showing us that gardening is a year-long project, right?
It's true. And when you think of winter, you think of the color white, but that does not mean that we can't channel our inner green thumb. The person to help us do that, Larry Stebbins with Pikes Peak Urban Gardens, founder and education director. You're showing us that it is possible to plant the seed in the winter.
Well, to grow things and get some projects started. But first, let's go over here. If you guys love cilantro as much as I do, and as much as Lauren does, you can grow it in trays on your windowsill. Go ahead and try some of this. See what you think.
Just pick off a little leaf right
here? Oh, yeah.
here?
Just pick a little leaf off and give it a taste.
I love cilantro, that's for
So
sure.
I just wanted to show you guys this because that's another way to get going. So Craig and Abby, there you go, right there.
Very
That's
nice.
great for your burritos. Now we're going to be talking about composting here because now is the time to set up your compost pile so you can take your kitchen scraps and turn them into great soil for your garden so it's ready for spring. So we're going to show you how to do that. Now first what you want to do is start saving your kitchen scraps. Notice lettuce, tomatoes, vegetables, and fruits, and some coffee grounds. That's all you really need. We also have some straw here. Now let's take a look at what we call the 31-31 method. And that means 3 inches of straw, then 1 inch of soil just to inoculate it, 3 inches of kitchen scraps, 1 inch of soil, and then you repeat. Now this compost bin has those layers already in there. 3 inches of straw, 1 inch of soil, 3 inches of kitchen scraps, and again 1 inch of soil, and then repeat. Keep it as moist as a wrung out sponge, and in about 8 months you will have great compost. Now you don't need to go to the store and buy and spend a lot of money on a compost pile. Notice this one right here I've done with just 2x4 inch welded wire. It's a 10-foot piece connected together. It is about 4 feet across, and it can be either 3 or 4 feet high. And notice I have a tube in here with holes in it so that it's easy to water. And again, I layer it. 3 inches of straw, 1 inch of soil, 3 inches of kitchen scraps, 1 inch of soil. Repeat. Keep it as moist as a wrung out sponge. Now, here's another way of doing it, everybody, is using pallets. These are 7 pallets that you can put together. And it's the same sort of method here. So guys, enjoy composting, get out there and make some soil.
There you go. And as we said before, you can actually get these very cheap. A lot of times people will just give them away.
Give them away, yes.
Job
It's
sites,
all free.
Yep.
Yeah, very inexpensive to do.
Channeling our green thumb with Larry Stebbins. If you want to learn more about Larry or gardening all year round, ppugardens.org. He's got all the hot tips for winter weather. And we did it today. You showed us it was possible.
It is.
You guys, it's possible for you too. Just remember, Larry and I, we're rooting for you. We're rooting for you.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
Yeah, I love it.
You like that? He likes it.
Thank you so much, Larry and Lauren.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy, and you learn so much. It's good
He
stuff.
does.
Yeah. Thank you.
He makes me feel like I
Bye.
could do it.
Bye. Yeah, right, I know.
But I'm still not sure I could. But I feel like I could, thanks to Larry. 8:47 right now. Here's another live look outside where we've got a